Prime was delivered on February 24th to the island's chief law enforcement agency, the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. 11 new patrol vehicles, collectively valued at more than $1 million, was handed over to the police force. Prime Minister and Finance Minister Philip J. Pierre, during the handing over ceremony, explained securing the $1 million allocation to procure a new ground fleet was a priority for his administration. He also publicly assured the police force of his administration's unwavering support.
You have a moral duty to ensure that by your actions and by the work you do, not for the Prime Minister, not for me, not for the government, not for the ministers, for yourself and for your country, you give a fair day's work for a fair day's pay. I know that your conditions could be better, but I want to tell you that's the history of our government to improve the conditions of the men and women of the police force. We were the ones who built all the new police stations in St. Lucia today. I can say that without any fear or favor.
The additional land assets came at the request of Commissioner of Police Milton Daisy, who explained the fleet will be strategically assigned to key police units to bolster operational capacity and keep the pressure on criminal elements.
In the wisdom of the Prime Minister, when he asked me, what do we need to do something about the crime situation? And I told him one of the most urgent things, we need a lot of things, but one of the things that I think that we need is the vehicles, a fleet of vehicles that could take these officers into the communities, especially the communities where the criminals believe that they could deter persons from enjoying their residence, from enjoying their homes, and to make them unsafe.
Prime Minister Pierre, who also holds the national security portfolio, also issued an appeal to the island's law enforcement officers to discharge their duties with integrity and within the parameters of the law.
I start with trusting you until you cause me to distrust you. And I always say to my colleagues that I'm not in the business of reading any man or woman's heart. That's what my father taught me. So I never try to imagine people's motives or people's hearts. I can't, I never will, and no one will. I can only act on your actions. I can only act on how you behave. I can only act on what you produce. And that is how I will measure the police service, on their actions and their production.
With an enhanced ground fleet, the public can expect beefed up patrols, improved response times, and increased operational support to law enforcement efforts throughout the island. Rihani Isidore, NBC Prime.